So this book is one of my newest acquisitions. I actually just got it a couple of days ago. It's a Tate of Texas, a cookbook. It's edited by Jane Schrahe, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Not very good at this sort of things. But from what I understand, this was put together for Nieman Marcus. 1949. It has, I think, 300 or so recipes, but we are doing a version of cornbread. Here it's called Braggin Bread. I actually found this a little intimidating. I've always kind of avoided recipes that depended on the egg whites for the leavening. So I'm kind of hoping I do this correctly. But it's 1 cup of yellow cornmeal, 1 tablespoon of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 to 1 1/4 cups boiling water, 1 tablespoon of shortening, 2 egg yolks beaten until light, 2 egg whites beaten until stiff but not dry. Mix cornmeal, flour, and salt. Stir water in gradually until cornmeal, adding enough to make mixture the consistency of a thick mush. Mix until smooth. Add shortening and cool. Add egg yolks. Fold in egg whites. Bake in hot buttered muffin pans or in corn stick irons. So we're going to go with a muffin pan because I don't have a corn stick iron. And I'm going to use lard instead of shortening because I'm currently out of shortening. And well, it's chili night and I need some sort of cornbread. So this is what we're doing. So this is actually a fairly quick recipe. Just a cup of cornmeal and a tablespoon of flour and a teaspoon of salt, and just pour some boiling water over it and stir until smooth. So yeah, trying to use a whisk for this part was challenging. So once I was able to get all the stuff from clumping on my whisk, I moved to just using a fork and continued to gradually add the boiling water in, which I just heated into my teapot or tea kettle. I think I used probably right at a cup of the 1 1/4 cups that I had poured out. Of course, I put a tablespoon of lard in lieu of the tablespoon of shortening, and I stirred until it had thoroughly melted and the mixture was smooth. And then I separated the eggs and hand beat the yolks while the KitchenAid was beating the egg whites to get them nice and stiff. And then I started to fold in the egg whites. This is where I was a little intimidated. I've always kind of avoided these, as I've said. It always struck me as complicated. But this wasn't as bad as I'd expected it to be. It was actually pretty easy. And then I proceeded to put this into my muffin tins that I had buttered previously. I am sorry, I did not zoom out well enough for you to see everything I was doing, but I just started spooning it in. And as you can see, as usual, I am making a terrible mess. I do go and clean that back up before I pop it in the oven at 425 for about 15 minutes is all it took. So they didn't really rise much, like I'm used to my cornbread rising when baking. But, oh my goodness, this is actually a beautiful cornbread, if a little thin. And I was very impressed with the crumb of it. It does cut better when I use a knife, but look at that. I mean, it's cornbread, just like it was if I had a leavener. My only complaint was that it was a little salty for my taste, but if I was out of baking powder or baking soda, I would definitely do this again. It was super easy and used very little flour. I know this was a super quick video because this was a super quick recipe. If you're enjoying these, please like and subscribe.